Okay, so my grandpa broke his leg. That's tragic and all, but let's not jump straight to blaming me. I wasn't even there when it happened. How is this somehow my fault? The morning of the incident, I was dead to the world, completely passed out in bed. Why? Because the night before I had plans, social plans. You know, the kind that involve networking and maintaining your status in your friend group, which, let's be real, is basically a second job these days. Everyone knows if you don't show up, you're out of the loop. So yeah, I was out until 3 a.m., hitting a few spots, mingling, keeping up appearances. My grandparents had mentioned in passing that they'd need some help putting up Christmas decorations. Like, oh, it'd be nice if you came by, not some ironclad commitment. Besides, they didn't even set a specific time. Morning could mean anything. It's not like they sent me a Google Calendar invite. I wake up around noon to a series of frantic texts from my family. Grandpa fell off a ladder. He's at the hospital. Where were you? Excuse me? Where was I? Sleeping off an exhausting evening of being the glue that holds my friend group together. Apparently, Grandpa decided to take matters into his own hands when I didn't immediately show up. Instead of waiting for me, or, I don't know, asking someone else, he went full DIY mode and tried to hang lights himself, on a ladder, at 78 years old. I love the guy, but let's not pretend this was a brilliant decision. And yes, it's awful that he fell and broke his leg. But how is it suddenly my responsibility to manage his risk assessment? Last I checked, I wasn't the one who said, hey, let's climb up on a shaky ladder without backup. My mom said something like, you should have known they were counting on you. Known? They didn't even call me that morning. They just assumed I'd show up bright-eyed and bushy-tailed after a night out. Do people not understand how much work it is to maintain a social life these days? If I start blowing off plans, people will think I've fallen off the face of the earth. And for what? To hang a couple of lights? There's only so much I can do. So now, Grandpa's in a cast, the family's giving me the stink eye at every gathering, and I'm branded as the selfish one. Am I really the asshole for prioritizing my mental health and social connections over an unscheduled, vaguely mentioned chore? Look, I feel bad that Grandpa got hurt. I really do. But it's not like I pushed him off the ladder or told him to climb it. Sometimes accidents happen, and it doesn't mean there's always someone to blame. Am I the asshole? Or is my family just blowing this way out of proportion because it's the holidays and everyone's extra dramatic? Let me know, 'cause I'm starting to think the only thing I'm guilty of is not being a mind reader.